The fog clung to the cliffs like a shroud, muffling the crash of waves far below. Mara crouched in the lighthouse's control room, her breath shallow, eyes locked on the radio's flickering dial. It was 2:17 a.m., and the last signal had come through an hour ago. A garbled burst of static laced with a man's voice, desperate, pleading. "They are here. Don't trust the light." Then silence. She'd been stationed at Blackthorn Lighthouse for 3 weeks alone, cataloging weather data for the university. The job was simple: monitor the equipment, log the readings, keep the beacon spinning. But the radio wasn't supposed to pick up voices. Not out here, 50 miles from the nearest town, with no ships scheduled for days. Mara's fingers hovered over the radio knob. She'd tried responding, her voice trembling as she called into the void, but nothing came back. The equipment was old, prone to glitches, yet the man's words echoed in her mind, sharp as a blade. Don't trust the light. Her gaze flickered to the beacon outside, its beam slicing through the fog in steady pulses. It was her only lifeline, the one thing keeping ships from smashing into the rocks below. A low creak sounded from the stairwell. Mara froze. The wind, she told herself. This old tower groaned constantly. But the creak came again, deliberate, like a footstep on the iron steps. Her pulse hammered. She grabbed the flashlight from the desk, its beam shaky as she aimed it at the doorway. "Hello?" she called, voice barely above a whisper. No answer. The beacon's hum filled the silence, steady, mechanical. She edged towards the door, flashlight sweeping the spiral staircase. Shadows danced on the stone walls, but nothing moved. She exhaled, cursing her nerves. 3 weeks of isolation were getting to her. That and the voice on the radio. Back at the desk, she checked the logbook, flipping to the last entry. 0103. Signal received. Unintelligible. She hadn't written down the words she'd heard. They felt too real, too impossible. As she reached for the pen, the radio crackled again. She lunged for it, hard in her throat. Static hissed, then cleared. A new voice, low and deliberate. A woman this time. "Mara, stay where you are." Her blood turned to ice. She hadn't broadcast her name. The flashlight slipped from her hand, clattering to the floor. The voice continued, calm, almost soothing. "They're closer now. Don't look outside." Mara's eyes darted to the window. The fog pressed against the glass, thick and impenetrable. But the beacon's light swept past, illuminating something. A shape, fleeting, humanoid, standing just beyond the railing. She blinked, and it was gone. The radio went silent. The beacon hummed. Another creak echoed from the stairs. Closer now. Mara backed against the wall, clutching the logbook like a shield. The light swept past again, and she swore she saw it. A figure, motionless, staring through the glass. The radio sparked to life one last time. "Mara," the woman's voice whispered. "They're already inside." The beacon stopped spinning. The fog thickened, swallowing the cliffs. Something in the darkness, the waves, kept crashing.